The following is a presentation of Foosball Radio. It's FoosTalk Live.
You talking to me?
Compelling and lively banter.
Are you going to talk to us?
Talking foosball.
Foosball was how I measured my value as a man. You took that away.
Players and fans, promoters and pros. Unedited and raw.
Talk.
Living in the moment.
We have a lot of important things to talk about.
All while practicing social distancing.
Cool. We'll talk. No big whoop.
Let's get this thing started. FoosTalk Live. Hi, this is Tom Robinson, and I want to personally thank our Patreon pillars for their support of Foosball Radio and FoosTalk Live. Here's to our newest Patreon, Larry Davis, Greg Taylor, David Goodwin, Dan Packer, Brad Lorene of Rodlock.com. Thanks to Randy Raposo, Thomas Dyke, Mike Veit, Rob Cutler, Ernie Bischoff, James Sparky Castillo, Carl Fleischer, Jay Teal, Brian Schmid, Cameron Burrows, Jimmy Love, Dwayne Stewart, Judy Schober, Reed Rector, and our friends from the 716 Buffalo Foosball Club. Thank you. Your support brings continued and expanding content from Foosball Radio as we cover the greatest sport on earth. Visit patreon.com/Foosball Radio to find out how to become a Foosball Radio Patreon. FoosTalk Live is brought to you by Original Leonhardt. The Leonhardt Tournament Model is the most popular foosball table at the ITSF World Cup. Designed and handcrafted in Germany, order online and have it delivered to your door. Visit www.original-leonhardt-usa.com and use promo code FoosTalk to save 10% off your purchase price. Oh, good. I'm glad that's over. I thought the guy would never shut up.
Holy cow.
Man. Wow. Well, here we are, Dallas, Texas. It is the land of tornadoes, and also it is the ITSF World Series of Tornado and the Texas State Championships for 2026. And this is, incidentally, the 300th episode of FoosTalk Live. And look who we have here. Well,
number 300.
300. And now we have two very special guests that I promised would fill these two chairs next to me. Look at these faces. Look at these guys. We got Steve Murray. We got Jim Stevens. You know, it's nice to meet you guys for a first time. I know, you're a little standoffish.
Well, that's by design, Tom. By the way, I mean, this feels like home to me, certainly. We spent a lot of time together on this show in the early days, and family things have taken me in other directions. But I just want to say congratulations to you.
Thank you.
That is remarkable. That's 300. That's 6 years times 50-ish, right? So
roughly, yes.
That is an amazing accomplishment. I'm a guy who really appreciates consistency, and we certainly have that with you.
Well, I wouldn't have been able to do it or even begin the process of being live were it not for you, Jim. I mean, that's and still I still remember the conversation. It was COVID. COVID had basically taken the wind out of our sails for going on tour and being out there and playing foosball. So you said, hey, why don't we go live with Foosball Radio, FoosTalk Live? In fact, I think you might have come up with the name, didn't you?
I think so. I think maybe it was a collaborative effort. I think where we kind of tossed it around a little bit. And, I think it's the perfect name. But it's a remarkable accomplishment, and you've got just incredible amounts of great interviews and great shows in the can.
It's a library, you know, like very much like your play-by-play library, all the stuff you've accumulated over 30 years, by the way. So there's that.
As I've gotten to know you, Tom, I'm not surprised one little bit that this is number 300. You've done a fabulous job.
Thank you, Steve.
I'm not surprised with this guy here to my left because we go back probably close to 37, 38 years, something like that. But amazing accomplishment. You've been a really asset and a total resource, and just everything good that could be for foosball. You've been there, and this guy here He's the official voice of foosball, and you've actually become the second official voice of foosball.
There you go.
Well, I'm a voice. Yeah, let's put it that way.
Yeah, well, no, you've everybody's been tuning in to what you've been doing for a long time, and when you guys first started with Jem, I mean, everybody, they know who he is in the world of foosball, and then you guys partnered up, and it was fabulous, and you've done a wonderful job, and I'm just completely tickled to death that I have both of you guys here at the World Series Texas State Championship, so thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome.
And congratulations, man.
This is the best place to do it, don't you think?
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. It's kind of a neat little perfect storm where this all kind of came together for you. And I would say he's the official FM radio voice of
100%,
foosball.
100%.
Right? I'm more of an AM radio guy. The hits just keep on coming. He's got that FM voice.
Hearn? Who would be the FM Chick Hearn?
That's a good question. Chick was always on AM, always.
Yes.
But
yes.
But Tom has that middle of the night Jim Ladd, KMET in LA.
Jim Ladd. That's a high compliment, the way. I know who Jim Ladd is.
Jim Ladd was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you are up there with those dudes, man.
It reminds me of the skit on Saturday Night Live with Dan Aykroyd when he was playing AM and FM, and he was the disc jockey running both radio stations at the same time, and he'd flip the switch from AM, and he'd be like, "And now, here's your favorite hit from 1965," and then he'd flip the switch, and he'd go on to FM, and he'd go, "Yeah, man, let's twist one up and listen to Pink Floyd," And
super talented guy.
Oh
man.
my goodness! And that struck me. Not because I was just interested in broadcasting, but that was brilliant, as a skit. Like, that's exactly it. That's the difference between the two.
Hey, do you still have the little?
Well, I'm glad you asked the question because Jim, you and I back in the day, we would always start the show with the IPA of the week.
It was always the most important, most popular part of the show.
Exactly
was that
right.
IPA. Yeah, I got so much feedback on that.
To this day, we still hear it from people like, yeah, man, I miss the IPA. Yeah. Here's the thing, though. I now have a collection of about 60 of these individual cans with different artwork, all stacked up. And I want to build a wall with them, but eventually. But it's
you need to drink more.
Yeah.
That should be the backdrop of your office, buddy.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You should have a whole wall with these cans.
Yeah. And it's there. All the makings are there. Just got to break out the glue and start putting them together. But so tonight we have an easy peasy IPA, and it has the Texas Longhorn. I'll just hold this up to the camera here. Texas Longhorn on there. It is a Texas IPA, by the way,
with lemon and tangerine. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh yeah.
So we're getting our vitamin C as well. Hey, beer is healthy.
Yeah, I'm looking out for you guys' health.
Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you, Steve.
Where did that thing come from?
You always look out for us, Steve. Whenever we come to Texas, there's this IPA thing. That's, I mean, my favorite was sit down or I'll sit you down.
So yeah, you guys have always been big time special guests for me and being a big part of my tournament down here in Texas State Foosball. And so the least I could do is try to get you a decent IPA.
Man, you rock. You really do. And so why don't you say, guys, why don't we open our cans? Right. We had three cans for 300 episodes. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, baby.
Listen to that.
Man.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Congrats,
to you.
So
Congratulations,
Tom.
So thank you, sir.
You, buddy.
Gotta move the mic.
Ooh, that's good.
Easy peasy,
That's
baby.
Easy peasy.
Man.
Yes, you too can have an easy peasy.
That's fairly smooth. I'm not a big IPA guy, but that's pretty smooth.
The lemon and the tangerine kind of smooth out the edges.
Yeah, they complement each other.
Again, just looking out for y'all's health.
Appreciate that.
The only thing missing is the cheesy music, I think.
Oh.
But hey, do it. Where's the cheesy music? There it is.
There we go.
There's the cheesy music. Okay.
If that's not appropriate for easy peasy, I don't know what is.
IPA.
Going up.
Woo!
Cheers, my
Here we
brothers.
go.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh, that's got a beat to it. That's got a beat. All right, enough of that.
Hope you're not paying anything for that music.
Oh, it's duty free. It's
As it should be.
Yeah.
Booty free too.
Definitely.
So okay, let's reminisce together. Now, Steve, do you remember the first time you were on the show?
No, but I know it's been a long, long time ago, and I know it was Texas State related.
Okay.
And I know that I was a nervous wreck. I was sitting at my
Yes,
desk.
you were.
And I was just dreading that, and I wanted to at least make sense when we talked. But I swear I was nervous, but I had a blast. And you guys made me feel very comfortable, and each show after that, it was so much easier every time because you guys are you make us feel comfortable and
sure.
give us the right questions and all that good stuff. But yes, I do remember, and that's been, gosh, how many years ago? That's been a long time ago, Tom.
It's and there was a little bit different kind of lineup, I guess you could say. I mean, myself and Jim, but Mark Torres. And I don't know if Adam was with us at that point, but we also had
we invited David Raddick.
David Raddick, that's right.
So he joined in and added the nuts and bolts of the Texas State because that's what he does. I mean, I'm the logistics guy. He's the brains of the operation.
Yes.
So he jumped in there, and it was a fun broadcast, and you guys made us feel very comfortable. And I'll never forget that. That was cool.
Yeah, we're
Mark Torres made you feel comfortable. I think it was
I was going to say.
I didn't say Torres. No, I didn't say Torres made me comfortable. I said you guys made me. I love Mark, though. Don't get me wrong. He's a great good. He's a great dude.
Yeah, for sure. And for me, some of the greatest memories of doing FoosTalk Live with you were when we would bring on all-time great players like Steve and some of the players from the 70s. Over the years that and it was really interesting how those players, their memories, it was as if it was yesterday, right? They have these crystal clear memories from 1978 or 79 or whatever, this glorious time in their lives that they might not remember what they had for breakfast, but they could remember what happened on 4-3 in the third game of that quarterfinal match.
And were we out of timeouts or not?
Yeah, totally. But it was remarkable, and it's so much fun to hear. And Mike Bowers. And all the great players from the 70s who came on, and that was one of the best things that we ever did. There were some great stories.
And
there were some others that were not as I won't mention names. Tony Bacon and rest in peace, Tony, and Trevor Park and some others that were kind of interesting, but fun.
No, here's the thing. When you think about experiments, especially when the things we tried along the way. And you say Trevor Park, and I think immediately of the mystery guest. Which was, I had some fun with the production of it, but really it kind of went, it fell over under its own weight.
We thought that was cool, but that was a little weird.
A little weird, yes. I'd had too much IPA that night, by the way. So,
like you say, it was experimenting, right? Trying some things out. This was something that had never been attempted before, right? There had never been a podcast, if you will. At the time, we kind of viewed it as a radio show because it was only audio back then. It was a radio show, and Tom and I are both radio guys, FM AM. But it was about experimentation and seeing what we could do. And you created a lot of these great sound effects and a lot of these great intros and outros. And I know my daughter is still thrilled when I tell her that she is the last thing people hear.
It's her voice.
Every night.
Ari is still the star of the show. And here's the interesting thing. You think now the last feature of the show that survived is something called the Tournament Beat, which is a list of all the different tournaments. And as we go out of the show, she's the very last person. We'll see if Foos in, and it's the same thing every week. But people, I watch on the Twitch channel, and they're still waiting and watching that and listening for that. So there must be something. She's got a future. What can I tell you?
For sure. And Ari's here this weekend with my son Kian. They're both competing. And at this point of the weekend, neither of them can stay off the table, which is awesome.
Yeah.
They competed. They had a great time. They continue to have a great time. Kian's over there playing right now. And Amy came up to me, my wife came up to me a few minutes ago and said, "You're not going to believe it when you see your kids play. They've improved like 40% today,
Yeah.
And I believe it. These are two kids, and they're mine, I know, but they're kids who are good at whatever they attempt to do. And they're baseball players, softball players, basketball players, musicians, and now foosball players as well.
Man. You're raising a good brood. What can I tell you?
Texas Foosball it has that effect on the kids.
Yeah.
Totally.
Really, I mean, this is highly competitive stuff, and it's a good atmosphere, and it's high energy.
Yeah.
So everybody relates to that, and so the kids are doing great down here, and that's pretty much what this event's been about for a long, long time. Family friendly. Bring your kids. Get them involved.
Yes.
Let them see what we do down here. We give them some extra stuff to do, and obviously we want them playing foosball for the main. I mean, that's the main draw, and that's what this is all about.
Yep.
But if we give them some stuff that, if they get bored, they have some things to do. But you know what? Here's the cool part. They're playing more foosball than they are the video games that we have here.
No doubt about it.
So
no doubt
that's
about
what
it.
this is
Yeah.
all about.
Yeah.
And then you throw in Michael Stahl and the whole thing with that. So yeah, it's a good program, and very proud of that.
Well, it is so important that we continue to foster the love of foosball for kids.
Yep.
And, of course, we all go back to John O'Brien, who was an early guest on the show as
Amen.
well.
My
And
goodness, yes.
what a great man he was, and what he was doing. And it was so unfortunate when he passed. It was happened so quickly and was so shocking.
Yeah.
And he really is irreplaceable. Michael Stahl is doing it in memory of John, and Mike's doing a great job. John
Yes.
O'Brien was a one-of-a-kind guy, though.
Oh, no doubt. No
Amen.
doubt. Yeah. Now, I still remember when we had him on, because it was that night that there was a tornado in the neighborhood where I live in upstate New York, and it took out our power, and I was forced to go to a local convenience store and sit in the parking lot, and basically do the show from the car. And it was an interesting episode, to say the least. But John O'Brien had pulled over on his trip to talk to us on the air. It was pretty interesting. But he and I believe Deb Robson were on that night, if memory serves.
That sounds right. Yep. For sure.
But it was one of those. The second time that happened in the same year, maybe 2 weeks later, another tornado came through and took out power, and I had to go to a local establishment to gain internet access, and that was Tony Sprademan and Brandon Moreland.
Yeah.
We're on the air talking
And
about.
you're sitting in your car.
Yeah, the Foosball series.
Yeah.
And you know what? We did what we had to do to make it happen.
For sure.
And it was all for hopefully, especially with John O'Brien. We wanted to make sure that kids were obviously being invited into the sport. And since then, we've actually been focusing more recently on what we call the next generation. We've had several really great young players, Seda Kruger, an example, who have come on to talk to us about what it's like to be 14 and be really good at foosball.
Well, I can tell you what a 14-year-old girl is like. Yes.
Yes.
Been there, done that.
My partner in expert doubles just walked by and said, "We're up."
Oh, you're playing.
I'm playing, and I'm also commentating
Hold
and
on, we can
fathering.
bench that. You need to hang out here for a minute. I can bench
Of course,
that.
you got that.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Oh, okay.
Figured you might.
He's
It's nice to know
he's got
people, Tom.
pull.
It's nice to know
Oh
people.
my God.
I know.
Yeah.
I know a guy.
Jeez. A guy. Okay. But no, it just seems like what Michael has been doing now with Foosball Clubs USA. We are always interested. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware, but there is now going to be a very large sponsor with Foosball Clubs USA in New York City.
Yeah, first name Ronald.
Yes.
That's great news.
And that is tremendous.
Yeah.
They've opened up, 9 locations in New York City to play foosball.
That's fantastic, and that's what it takes. And Michael is out there hitting the pavement,
Yes.
doing what he can to bring money, to bring interest, to bring support for what he is doing and for what Foosball Clubs USA is doing. And it is the most important project in the sport, no doubt about
Oh, no
it.
question.
100%.
No question.
100%.
We're going to see, I think, if we could live to see it, the next 15 years of this sport is going to be pretty exceptional.
Yeah.
Pretty exceptional.
And we are going to live to see that.
Yes,
just for
we
the
are.
record. Okay.
Jeez, Tom.
And
way to
that
go
is our
morbid
goal.
on us.
Our goal.
So what? You
is-
spent a couple nights in a car doing radio. You don't gotta get mean. One of the another couple of memories for me too. I loved doing like the top 50 all-time best American players on the
yes.
American tour,
The
the top
countdowns.
25, the
Yes.
countdowns, which we'd spread out over a number of weeks, and there was some controversy. Not everyone agreed. I
Well,
thought the lists were really well done. But some players might have been a little low. But
Well,
but
No comment.
all in all, I love that kind of thing. And
It was great.
Yeah.
It was really good. You and Mark and Dave Gummison also jumped in. And I've forgotten the other person who is also putting in their 2 cents on those lists, those top 10 or top 25 lists of, all-time greatest players and women and men. And I mean, I'm pretty sure Dave was part of that.
Dave was.
Yep.
Dave Gummison was.
But you guys really took some time to think about it and
did.
then argued about it on the air.
Yeah.
If you want to hear that episode, you can go back and you can hear those countdowns and what happened as a result.
Mm-hmm.
There was some really, I would say, shall we say, moments of
Friction?
friction.
Yeah.
So
There were.
So everybody has their idea of who's the best of all time and who's the greatest. I mean, it's just it comes from the areas you come from, and
Yep.
and it's all regional. So and they all have credentials. So it's
For different reasons.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
very difficult.
Yeah.
It's like in baseball, comparing Babe Ruth and Shohei Ohtani. It's like, these are 2 different eras, significantly different eras.
Exactly.
And that's kind of how it was with us in foosball as well. You got to compare to the era. You got to compare to the influence they had. There were so many factors. It was such a difficult project, but very, very rewarding, I think.
Yeah, no, we're missing that, and I think if we could get you to come back for a couple of cameos to do that kind of thing again, would that be a reasonable request?
It's up to the wife.
Okay.
But certainly, I would love
I'm
to.
gonna lobby Amy for
I would
that
love
for
to.
sure.
Let's lobby.
Yes, let's do
lobby.
it.
Yeah, make it happen.
That was good stuff, and I mean,
Yeah.
everybody was dialed into that. So I'm on board.
No
Let's
doubt.
do it.
Okay. You know what? First of all, I have to give kudos and a shout out to my current co-host Randy Raposo, who's about to go under some surgery, and we're sending him positive energy.
For sure.
And we're hoping things come back together. But he is going to be off the show for a little while until he recuperates. But yeah, man. I mean, when Randy comes back, even I would love to have the opportunity to have you come back.
Sounds good.
Occasionally
Yeah.
to do that kind of thing.
So you're going to solo it
works.
for a few weeks? You're
Say again?
You're soloing it for a few weeks?
Well, I'm asking around.
Okay.
Okay, before you do that-
and if you're interested,
Randy, we love you, dude, man.
Yeah.
We miss you here. We wish you were here, and I hope everything goes well.
Yes.
All right, we love you, dude.
yeah,
Yep, for sure.
he's the spice that Mark used to bring to the table, but in a better way. With Randy Raposo, he's got that acerbic northeastern sort of I don't give a I'll punch you in the throat. He's
They
that
both
guy.
have their styles for sure.
Oh yeah. But there's a nice chemistry, and
Absolutely.
Randy's been wonderful. So here's the odd thing about Randy, just a little background. He is from New England, obviously, and he played a lot in the Albany area where I eventually found my way back to foosball. And he knew everybody that I knew, and I knew everybody he knew, but we didn't know each other until we were introduced. And then once we did get to know each other briefly, I thought, this is it. This is the guy. So just a little backstory there.
Yeah, that's when I was replaced.
Now.
No, that's
Definitely
when you
shout out to Randy.
semi-retired.
Yeah, but it is good to be back here, and such great response from all the players. Nothing but nice things from everyone. It's been really nice.
Jim, you have you've been sorely missed.
I must say that everybody that I've spoke to was super excited that you're back.
Yes.
Just to have you in the same room and doing the commentary this is what put foosball on the map.
Yep.
Okay. And
Yep.
then you did your new thing, which is great, and we appreciate that and respect that. But I can tell you that every player in that room loved having you back,
Yeah.
including me.
And we're so. Here's the thing: they're double, triple excited about making it to the final table because he's commentating their match. So just saying.
Speaking of which, you better put that open doubles final on hold too. I know that's coming up here
That's coming
shortly.
up. Well, I'll cut you loose when you need to go. But I can't think of a better way to celebrate 300. Yeah. And if you do want to hear that Tony Bacon episode, it's out there. Number 48.
They're all good. They're all good.
Out of 300.
Some
number
are more
48.
entertaining than others, but they're all good.
There's the changes that have taken place over the years, where the technology, of course, the sound did improve over time.
Yeah.
We went from Podbean to Buzzsprout, and things have improved there. And now we're visible. We're on camera.
So much for a radio show.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah, we're a podcast or a. I don't know what we are.
It's
What
a
you are.
streamcast. I don't know.
Streamcast,
Whatever
yeah.
you call it.
So Jim will appreciate this. God dang computer age, I'll be glad when it's over with. The wise words of one Dave Currington.
Mr. Dave
Oh,
Currington.
there you go.
God bless Dave, but
Yeah.
I remember like it was yesterday. He walked by and we were having trouble setting up the tournament software, and he looked at us with a straight face and said, "God dang, computer age will be glad when it's over with."
Welcome
Oh,
back to the
boy.
Stone Age.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's always good and bad, right? There's no matter what kind of progress you make, there's going to be a good side and a bad side, and I like to think of this as the good side. So,
This is the
and you know
best.
what? Yeah, and it's easy to reach your audience now if you know who they are and where they listen. It's much easier. Not like terrestrial radio used to be.
Yeah.
That was difficult. That was challenging. But this is easy because it's everybody's got a phone, everybody's got a computer, and they can log on.
Well, at least until the computer age is over. You know, whenever that comes. Dadgummit.
Carn Sarnet.
Well, he was a little more colorful with his
Well, you did. You
right.
cleaned it up nicely there, buddy. You did. You really cleaned it up nicely.
I've noticed how you all been keeping it kind of
Yeah.
on the down low too.
Yep.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yep.
And we are, you know, I don't know. It's come and gone. We've had moments of extreme. How do we say? Extreme language. And then the other times, not so much. So we've tried to, and of course tonight, I appreciate the fact you keep keeping it. But it's okay, guys, because the FCC has nothing to say about what we're doing.
They do not.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet, yeah.
I kind of hope they do. That means we're big enough for
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
right? But
I'd like to get some attention from them.
So before I cut you guys loose, Jim, you got to give me a quick overview of what you've seen so far this weekend. What's a highlight? What stood out to you as one of the better matches today?
well, great question, Tom. Well, watching my kids play is
There you
is
go.
super fun. Watching
it.
them out there competing, doing their thing. You know, one thing we did with our kids is we literally told them we don't care about winning or losing. Don't care at all. Doesn't matter. We just want you to have fun.
Yep.
We want you to improve, be a good teammate. And like I said it earlier on when we were hosting the ceremony, when you foster a love for something, right? You allow a kid to love something.
Yes.
The rest takes care of itself, right? They want to practice. Kian wants to be over on the table there endlessly. They want to watch videos. They want to study the great players. All of that comes naturally. And
Right.
we've applied that to baseball and softball, and watch my daughter over there on Popper Shot. She's killing it. But
Yeah. Wow. She's good. She's
so,
real good.
but it's about loving something, right?
Yeah.
And so for me, watching my kids stand there and play, I always tell this story. They came to the World Cup last year in Spain, had the time of their lives. It was the greatest trip ever. And, you know, and because of the way we have taught our kids, Kian runs over to me. Dad, I scored a goal on Bonzini. You know, he lost 8-1 to the French kid.
All right.
But he scored a goal, and that he took
Nice.
that as a victory. It wasn't whether he won or lost. It was that he had improved.
Yeah.
On this table he'd never seen before. He jumps on there, and I just hope that approach rings kind of true to people out there listening. That
sure.
with their kids or even with themselves, right? Take it easy. Don't worry about winning or losing. It's process over results is
Yes.
what we're trying to preach here. And so, you know, that's, I guess, the message I want to say is my favorite matches were watching my family play.
Oh, that's a
Foosball
great answer, by
Clubs
the way.
USA.
Ball Clubs USA.
Foosball
Yeah,
Clubs USA.
We've also had some great matches in the pits, obviously, as
Yes.
well. And looking forward to a final coming up here. Spredeman and Brenner. I'm going to say it's probably Yor and Munoz, Tommy Yor and Brandon Munoz on the other
Yes.
side, I would think.
Yep.
And so that doubles match should be fantastic here coming up here shortly.
By the way, I have to say yesterday was riveting between Tommy and Tony.
Oh, yeah.
Riveting.
Incredible.
That would be the match of the weekend so far on
Incredible.
Table One. It was
Yeah.
phenomenal. That matchup is so good, right?
Never seen a higher level of foosball played in your life.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. just observing, because again, I have no idea what's going on in their brains necessarily, because there's such a high echelon of that. But it was 2-0, Tommy York, and Tony was up against the wall. But that thing that happens, he flips a switch, and then suddenly he's rock solid, determined that he's not going to lose.
Yeah. Well, it's also Tony is amazing at making adjustments, right? He has played so much high-end foosball that he makes the adjustments, and it's natural for him that he makes the adjustments, the opponent adjusts, so Tony makes another adjustment, and that continues throughout the match.
Right.
And he's going to out-adjust you, no matter what, and that's why he can do that sort of thing, right?
Yeah.
Flip that switch, so to speak.
The biggest thing too, he knows he's never out of a match. No. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And there's no quit in that guy. So
That's it.
Seriously.
That is
it. That was amazing. Tommy is one of my favorite players, but Tony, I mean, he's the GOAT. They call him the GOAT for a reason.
He is, and he's got his work cut out for him in this Open Doubles final, playing with Rudy Brenner of Filoro. But on the other side of the table, you got two dynamos in Tommy York and Brandon Munoz. It's going to be tough for Tony, but if anybody can do it, he can.
Of course, no.
It'll be fun to watch.
And it doesn't matter who necessarily Tony has in the pit. I mean, it certainly helps. I mean, he's with Rob Morris. That's always a good thing. But Tony is. It's almost more of a challenge for him sometimes. Yeah. So
he loves challenges. No doubt.
So. And what is he? 42.
42.
42.
Mm-hmm.
So to have that kind of drive still.
Yeah.
So
Good
remarkable.
Grief.
Yeah.
I can't even believe that kid's 42 years old.
Right.
No, that's something. Yeah, It was 25 years ago that Tony broke through at the 2001 Tornado Worlds, right? About 3 miles from here.
Right.
Okay.
When he won amateur and expert, and he won 5 events, the non-pro variety, almost kind of out of nowhere. We'd had a little inkling, of him, but he came in and did that. Next year, he was in the Open Singles final. The year after that, he won his first Open Singles title. But 25 years for the kid, Tony Spraderman.
That incredible.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. So we had that top 50 list a while ago, several years ago, and I believe it was Federico Colignon took the #1 spot. That has must have changed by now. I think just because of Tony's going to Europe, he won a bunch of stuff there on different tables. So that must affect his position in the list, don't you think?
#1 without question.
It's a tough one. I mean, when you look at what Federico Colignon did for his career, and we're not even counting internationally.
That's a body of work.
We are counting just here in the United States alone with 28 Tornado World Championships in doubles, singles, in mixed doubles.
Yeah, that is tough to match.
Yeah. Although, and I think it wouldn't be a question if Tony Spraderman had played with Rob Morris at every Tornado World Championship.
Right.
That would be different.
Okay.
But there's been some years where, for a variety of reasons, business reasons, whatever, he has played with others and has not claimed titles. So it's a tough one. As far as Tornado goes, yes, probably. But it's a great conversation to have.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to do that list again here in another couple of years.
We've got to
and see if
revisit
things
that.
change.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we can't forget about the Duke, too. Todd Lafredo right up there at the top of the list.
Of course.
And,
my all-time favorite player.
Todd Lafredo?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
And what he has done, in his career, winning X number of world championships as a forward and then almost an equal amount as a goalie as well.
Yes.
Pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
Pretty remarkable.
Well, we're seeing history in the making here. It's not enough to just talk about it, to witness it, to be there to see this. And thank you, Steve, for making that happen today, this weekend.
My pleasure. You know what? We are honored to have the highest level of these top-notch players here.
Yeah.
And, for them to show up and support this tournament means a lot.
Yeah.
And it legitimizes what we're trying to do here. I think they all know what these titles here in Texas mean.
Yep.
And so we've taken a lot of pride in that, and we've gotten the top players to come every year, and I couldn't be happier about it.
I know we asked this question before, but I'd like to know again, with the ITSF, are they going to come back again next year?
Hopefully,
Okay.
ITS will be doing something in North America,
Okay.
in the United States. remains to be seen whether that's going to be a partnership.
All right.
And
Yep.
hopefully we can figure that out.
Nice.
But
I think more importantly, are you going to be back next year?
I don't know.
We had this conversation before. He's going to be.
All right,
here.
we're counting on
Don't
it.
worry about that.
So listen. Here's my take on that. Is long as I can do what I can do to make a positive impact on the future of this game, and watch it continue to grow and hit the next level. If I can be involved in that and have an impact, then I'm in. If I, you know what, if I can't do that, then there's no point. So
And if he's in, I'm in.
So yeah,
Tornado Foosball, there it is.
we're gonna work hard. You know, there's no question. Tornado's the best table on the planet. We all
Yep.
know that. That's
Yep.
not even worth talking about. But my goal is to see this get to the next level, and I would love to see it in the Olympics before I die. But if in some way I can have a positive impact, that's a reason why I'm still in.
There you go. There you go. Now, last night we had a conversation, Steve and I, under certain influence of, well, something similar to the IPA anyway. Anyway, we had this conversation, and it dawned on me that this guy and you have a vast amount of stories that need to be told about foosball.
I'm not sure we could tell most of them.
But I think I'm just saying here, the two you need to team up. You're a writer. He's got all the story. You guys gotta do a book.
I
Plain and
think
simple.
it would
You
be
gotta do a
very
book.
entertaining to read. I can tell you that.
I mean,
If in all honesty, if we were totally honest and told the true stories, I think it would be a good read for a lot of people.
and who knows, a movie deal? I don't know. No, those stories need to be told. Absolutely. There's Dave Gummison, by the way, hanging out.
Yeah.
Dave Gummison, what's up, dude?
One of the greatest players in the history of the game, right there.
Yep.
Yep, for sure. And we got a few of those here this weekend. You know, and I know we need to move on here in a minute, but I was just, with those lists that we did,
Yes.
there would be some changes. Obviously, Sullivan Rue would have to probably begin to be considered in that top 20-25 of lady players historically, based on what she's been doing for the last 5 years. Still early in her career. She's still young. But boy, is she, putting together a resume.
That's going to that next list that's what's going to make it very interesting, because you're right. We've got
Tommy Orr.
We've got all these new. I want to call them
additions.
kids, because I mean they're adults, but they're kids to me. But they have some skins on the wall, and that story. I mean, they have to be included in that story. So
There you go.
So that will make that next list very interesting.
Well, my partner just walked by again and said table 26.
26.
So
You're up to play. Well,
I better head over there.
There's never been a better excuse to get the
Yeah.
headphones off. But guys, thank you so much for being here. This is an honor to rekindle and get back together again and do this. Anytime you're of a mind, the door is wide open, as you know. So
FoosTalk Live.
Congratulations on 300.
Yeah,
Very
FoosTalk
proud of
Live,
you.
Texas
Thank you.
State synchronicity here
yes,
this weekend for sure.
meant to be.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, you've been tuned in tonight. If you've been listening on Twitch TV, thank you so much for tuning in. But meanwhile, this is going to be a podcast to be downloaded as of want to get back from from the tournament. But it is something that we're mighty proud to be here, be a part of this incredible event.
I have an idea.
What's that?
Let's do 353 from the Texas State next year.
Ooh, that's that.
Yeah.
I think we can work that out.
All right.
I think we can.
I'm in.
It sounds like you've done the math on that too. That's good stuff.
Brilliant guy here.
Holy cow! Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, thanks, guys, and we're once again thank you for putting up with our tardiness tonight, but we did do the show, and nonetheless, we'll be back again next week with another episode of FoosTalk Live. Meanwhile, we have the FoosTalk Live Tournament Beat coming your way next.
This has been a presentation of Foosball Radio, all rights reserved. Our sincere thanks to all our Patreon supporters. Foosball Radio. On the road. Foosball tournaments are everywhere. FoosTalk Live proudly presents a weekly update of events near you with the FoosTalk Live Tournament Beat. Here's what's up 518 Foosball presents the Jammin' June Smashdown. Saturday, June 6th, Trick Shots Billiards and Wicked Eatery, Clifton Park, New York. The World Foosball Tour presents the 2026 National Championships and North American Cup, June 24th through the 28th. Caesars Casino and Hotel, Elizabeth, Indiana. Don't miss the 2026 Mississippi State Foosball Championships, July 23rd through the 26th, Pearl, Mississippi. Stay tuned for more details. It's the 2026 Ohio State Championships, July 30th through August 2nd, Columbus, Ohio. More details coming up. East Coast Foosball presents the Duval Foosball Tournament, August 7th through the 9th at the Dart Bar, Jacksonville, Florida. Canada Foosball presents the 2026 Vancouver Island Foosball Championships, August 14th through the 16th, Courtenay Legion, Courtenay, British Columbia. The World Foosball Tour presents the 2026 World Foosball Championships, September 2nd through the 6th at the Hyatt Regency, New Orleans, Louisiana. It's the 2026 Great Lakes Classic, now scheduled for October 15th through the 18th. We'll keep you posted on the details. The North Carolina State Championships, scheduled for November 26th through the 29th. More details soon to be released. It's the 20th Annual 2026 Louisiana State Championships, December 3rd through the 6th. Stay tuned for lots more details. Each week, we do our best to give you the most up-to-date listing of foosball tournaments near you. If you have an event you'd like to add, send us all the details at foosballradio@gmail.com. Tune in every week for the FoosTalk Live Tournament Beat. The FoosTalk Live Tournament Beat is brought to you in part by foosgadgets.com, using technology to create a better foosball experience, and by Boise Foosworks, high-fidelity refurbished foosballs. FoosTalk Live is a product of Foosball Radio. With gratitude, we recognize our Foosball Radio Patreons. Our FoosTalk Live sponsor, original-leonhardt-usa.com. Tune in again next week for another episode of FoosTalk Live. In the meantime,
we'll see you foozin'.